Assalamu alaikum. Today we are back with the professional development program for kids. And in the last class, we discussed a dairy shop, the uh, proposal for a dairy shop, and Abbas showed us the feasibility made by SMEDA. And today we have with us someone. Let her introduce herself. Yes,
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Maya and today I will introduce production unit of packaged popcorn.
packaged popcorn. So this is another feasibility by
Packaged popcorn.
who made this feasibility?
Smeda.
SMEDA. SMEDA was already introduced in the last class, so we'll move on. Okay, packaged popcorn's feasibility. Let's start reading the feasibility. The course which I am going getting you through allows you to understand how a feasibility is read. Once you learn how to read a feasibility, then you will get a hang of how to make a feasibility. Of course, I am not considering that you would be able to make as detailed feasibility as they have made, but still some of the components should be there, and those are the components that we are emphasizing. So let's move on. There is an executive summary. Is there?
Yes.
Executive summary is what? It's the summary of whatever is going to come in the presentation or in the report. Why is executive summary given? It is
Because
given.
if
Yes.
someone don't have any time to read all the uh,
Yes, if you
so
don't have enough time to read the whole report, you can go through the executive summary and know if the report that's going to follow is going to benefit you or not. Okay, so we are not going to read the whole executive summary because we have decided to read the report. So we know what it says. So why not just come to the content of the report? And if we move forward, we'll see introduction to SMEDA, purpose of the document, brief description of the project, and we'll start with machinery and equipment. Okay. So what are you going to do? You are going to make packaged popcorns.
yes.
It's packaged popcorns, and it's excuse me. It's not like the popcorns that are being sold by the hawker, popcorn hawker.
Hmm.
It's a proper plant. It's a proper
Company.
factory where
Factory.
popcorns would be made and packaged in a branded pouch, and they would be sold at retail shops. Okay, let's start. First of all, what would you need?
Automatic hot air popcorn line.
Popcorn line.
Mach-
When we say a line in manufacturing, when we say something is a line, it means it starts from a production process, and then the product moves as if it is automatically moving on a conveyor belt. The product moves automatically on a belt, and then it goes from one process to another, and product gets on till the end packaging. For example, cars are made on an assembly line. Cars, uh, the workers load the chassis, the body, the bare body without paint, without anything, the bare metal body on the conveyor belt, which moves automatically. It moves for a few meters, then it stops. Someone fits an engine in it, then it moves forward. The second body is loaded, and then it comes to the first stop. The first one stops at the second stop, where someone fits something else like doors in it, for example, or seats or something like. Then it moves forward. So this way, the production we have learned in this world, that this assembly line production, or this line production, or we also call it flow production. This increases the speed of work. It enables division of labor. One person does one job repeatedly. A person is there to fit the engine again and again, many times in a day. that person becomes more efficient in doing that. So uh, assembly line production or flow production is more efficient. It is as at every stop only a small portion of the work is done. This is called division of labor. One person is not making the complete car, one person is only fitting tires. If the work is divided into so smaller tasks, it is possible to bring on machines to do that, because machines can operate in a simple movement. They will pick the tire, fix the tire, tighten the nuts, pick the tire, fix the tire, tighten the nuts. So by using assembly line production, it is possible to introduce machinery more efficiently. So okay, let's move on. So you need an automatic hot air popcorn line. Hot air. Why do we need hot air popcorn line?
because popcorn pops in hot air.
Okay, popcorn pops in hot air. Then we can see there's something written like it has a capacity to process how many popcorns? It has a capacity to process
Four, four.
200 and 250 kilograms of popcorn grain per hour. 250 kilogram of popcorn. 250 kilogram of popcorn per
Hour.
hour. So
Uh,
it's a big machine. Okay. Then how much packets are produced in a year?
four,
4 million.
four,
4 million
four
four
thousand
hundred
and
eighty thousand 50-gram
okay.
packets of popcorns are produced every year. Okay, move on. So they have given a diagram of the machine as well. Then you would also need something that is called,
Automatic packing machine.
what does this do? Automatic packaging machine.
Um, it packs the popcorns in a
Okay.
packet.
And what is its capacity? How many bags per minute?
60 bags per minute.
Okay, if we have two machines, then we have a capacity of,
120 bags.
now one machine has 30 bags per minute, and two
Hmm.
packaging machines have 60 bags per minute. 60 bags per minute, 3,600 bags per hour, and in 10 hours shift you will have 36,000 bags in 10 hours. You can move at up to 72,000 bags per day if you have two shifts of 10 hours. Good. Then you also need a platform trolley. Why do we need that?
To move corn sacks within
To
purpose.
move sacks. This is something that makes it easier to carry heavy loads.
Hmm.
We can also put heavy boxes of prepared popcorn and load it on it and move it from one point to another. Platform trolley. Why is it called platform? It's a straight platform which has tires underneath it,
Hmm.
and we can easily push it.
Sure.
That is why it is called trolley. Platform trolley. Then we also need a.
Deep freezer.
Why do we need a deep freezer?
We have to um, uh,
Store,
store the raw material like
like
chocolate, caramel, butter.
popcorns are not saved or stored in the deep freezer. Deep freezer is used to
Store raw
store
material.
raw material like chocolate and caramel and other products. Okay, what's the next process? They have defined process. Equipment
Hmm.
section is done. Now they are defining the process of making popcorns.
Yes.
Okay, what is the process?
First, we have to procurement of raw material. First step
Procurement
is
means procurement. Procurement means purchasing. In every business, procurement is one of the key elements that ensures your profitability. number one, and ensures your quality. If you are procuring from the wrong place, if you are purchasing from the wrong place, then you might be purchasing at a high price, and this would make your product expensive, more expensive than the competition. If you're purchasing of the wrong quality, your customers will be dissatisfied. Procurement in big companies, there is a separate department for procurement. People are hired just for procurement. There's a department where they have a procurement manager who plans the procurement, because you have to plan. If you're planning to sell millions of kgs of corn, you'll have to arrange those millions of kgs. If you are asking one shop to give or deliver all that to you, they might run out of popcorn or the corn kernels. So you have to arrange, so that you have an uninterrupted supply of the popcorn or the raw material. The procurement of raw material. Then
Second step is corn feeding.
corn feeding. Do you know what do we mean by corn feeding? We feed the corn to the machine.
Oh.
Putting corn in the machine would be called corn feeding. Okay, what's the next step?
Pre-melting of flavoring material.
It's very easy to
Hmm.
understand that we, before
Have
the popcorn go into the flavoring section, the raw material of the flavors would be should be melted.
like
Then
chocolate, sugar. Packing and
no,
flavor coating.
flavor coating. We are putting corn in one place in the machine and putting uh, flavor in the other. If we could move back to the diagram, if you could go back to the diagram here. So we are feeding popcorn here in the beginning section, and in the middle section we are adding flavors here. So the popcorn would flow, and uh, flavor would be added. They are separate tanks aligned in a row, so that popcorns are popped, then they are moved, and they are flavored on the way. We can also watch a video where popcorns are automatically made. Then coating and separation, cooling and separation.
Yes, cooling and separation.
So popcorns are very hot when they are made, and the melted coating of caramel is also very hot. If you pack that directly into the packets,
The packets
the
were melt.
packets would melt. So then you'll have to cool them down, and then finally
Packing and delivery.
packing and delivery. Pack the cartons, pack the packets, pack them into cartons, and then deliver them to the shops. So you could see they have given some province-wise production of maize. Maize is corn. Maize is another name for corn. It's not very relevant for us, but let's move on. And if we move forward, they have separately shown the different stages. Okay, I am more interested in, this is a cooling machine. See, it has uh, air can pass through it, and it seems it rolls around. There are some fans are also fitted in the machine to cool
Yes.
it, to cool the popcorns. Okay, installed and operational capacity. We already discussed how many popcorns we are going to make, and in the table that comes forward, you could read the figures. Okay, 100-gram packets and 50-gram packets. What is the capacity of machine? How many kg per hour?
30 bags.
Per hour. How many kg per hour?
250.
250 kg per hour. Then per day capacity.
2000.
This means they are running a A single shift of 9 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. They are running a single shift of 8 hours. So per day capacity in grams is how much?
22
2 million.
million.
Use commas to guide you that if there are two commas with three zeros each, you would know that the number written on the left is in millions. How many 100 grams and how many 50 grams? 70% are 100 grams and 30%
30%
are
of 50 gram.
50 grams. Okay, let's move on. This is something we have understood, annual capacity and all that. I am now more interested in discussing the money factor, aren't we? Whenever we are looking at a feasibility, we are mostly interested in how much money are we going to invest and how much money are we going to get back. So Pakistan's, if you look at the geographical potential, Pakistan's snack market has reached how many million?
You 995 6.2.
956.2 million. So Maya has difficulty in reading numbers. Okay, 956 million dollars are spent every year in Pakistan. 956 million dollars are spent on chips papad. This is how much we spend on papad. So okay, so it's a huge market, nearly $1 billion. If you convert this into rupees, 280 billion rupees. 280 billion rupees. 280 billion rupees in 1 year is spent on papad, chips, papad, cheese. Amma, give me some money. I want to buy some cheese. So we spent 280 billion rupees. Okay. So let's move forward. Project cost. Bring out the table. Initial project cost. What is the total initial project cost?
41
Million,
million 7
103,
3 630
703,000, and 630.
630.
Okay. 41 million. Now this is way beyond the limit that I had set. I had set the limit of 5 to
5
6
million.
million, but still, let's go on with it. Let's suppose Samaya somehow has got that money from someone, from her third mother. Okay, so she's searching for people who could invest in her business. Mothers who would invest in her business. Okay, so 41 million means 4 crore and 17 lakh.
Yes.
Let's see, 4 crore and 17 lakhs. The equipment, what is the most expensive part? Machinery and equipment.
Yes.
24 million is only spent on machinery and equipment. 24.8 million. We'll not go into details about the separate details about the equipment. We'll just reach the point where we would like to know the break even point. How many would we sell when we break even? So let's see. Yes. So it seems that if they have written break even packets, how many packets do you need to sell?
2 million 09.
Almost 2 million packets are to be sold before you will be able to cover your costs. If you don't sell even 2 million packets, then you will be in loss. After selling 2 million packets, your profit will start accumulating. Okay, then again, I would like to move on to on page number, probably. I need to see the revenues. We have seen the expenses. I want to see the revenues. So it is where, let me move forward. Fixed costs, revenues. They have exactly given us where do you need to spend your money. Like they have told us that you'll have to uh, have some licenses from Punjab Food Authority or Sindh Food Authority, wherever you are. But it is very cheap, only 15,000 rupees. It's a government fees. They will come and check if your equipment is okay, if you are using processes that are not injurious to health. Yes, it is necessary. They've given their payback period as well. How many years will you get your money back?
2.54 years.
2.5 years. If you are running your business at full capacity, then you will get your money back. How much money will be received?
41.7 million.
41.7 million rupees will be returned. 4 crore would return in
2.5
2.5
years.
years, and then you will start earning
Profit.
profits. And can we see their annual income statement? Yes, an extra 12. Can you show us, Sumaya, the annual income statement? Yes. And in the last, we have net profit after tax. In the last section of the income statement, we have net profit after tax. Net profit means if we are producing something that costs 50 rupees in raw material, and we are selling it for 100 rupees, we have got 50 rupees gross profit. What is gross profit? I'll be teaching this you in a class in our finance section, but just to get you through, gross profit is something, a profit that we calculate after we deduct cost of production from the sales price. So as I said, if you are making popcorns, that cost, the cost of popcorn, the cost of coating, the cost of labor who's working in the factory, the cost of packaging, all they are combined. And if the cost is 50 rupees and you're selling it for 100 rupees per packet, you will be getting 50 rupees gross profit. Then there are other expenses as well. Other expenses other than production. For example, marketing is not a production expense. Sales is not a production expense. Transporting goods to the retail shops is not a production expense. Electricity that is run for the marketing department is not a production expense. All those expenses are then deducted. And finally, after deducting everything, every kind of expense, even after deducting tax and interest payments and loan payments and all those, you finally get the figure of net profit or net loss. So net profit is something that you can take home. This is something which is after which is gained after deducting every expense that could be in the business. So this is your pure profit. This is not the sales amount. You are not selling popcorns of 12 million. The sales amount is on the top. Revenue in PKR 148.9 million is the sales amount. 148.9 million. Yes. See the total. 148.9 million is the revenue. The sales is the price that you got after selling all those popcorns. 148.9 million. And after deducting all the expenses, you received 1.2 million rupees in profit. Okay, sorry, 1.2 nahi, 12.3 million rupees in the first year. In the second year, how much did we get?
19 million.
19 million. In the third year,
28 million.
in the fourth year,
39.
we started from 12, we reached 39 in the fourth year. And then in the 10th year, it is estimated how much are we going to earn per year?
163 million.
163 million per year from the same equipment. 163. But all this is, as we discussed in the last class, all this is just estimate, a projection. If you are able to sell all the things you produce, then you will earn profit. If you keep making popcorns and don't sell a single bag, you would earn no money. So there are two sides of the production process. One is producing, the other is selling. Are you able to sell all the popcorns that you made?
Yes.
If you are able to sell them, then you will be earning this much money. So if you want to earn the projected revenues, you'll have to ensure that whatever you are making is being sold. Okay. So Sumaya, again my question, the same question that I asked Abbas bhai. That's it. We'll be only be discussing the income statement. Again, my question is: if there is a business that is giving you the return and like return on, it is returning the whole investment in 2.5 years. Its payback time is so quick. Why not everyone starts this business? Why is it that we don't see everyone doing popcorn business? Why is not your father doing this business? Why is not my father doing this business?
Because everyone has not specialties in every business.
Okay. So these the factors that are there that we discuss. The first factor is money. Everyone does not have money. That much of that kind of money, that kind of investment that is required. Everyone does not have the specialization experience. I think I can make popcorn. I don't know where to buy the machine from. I don't know where to buy the corn from. I don't know where to buy the syrups from, whatever the flavoring I'm using. I don't know where to buy the packaging from. I don't know whom to contact if I want to sell my popcorns. How to establish a network where my popcorns reach the whole country. I'll not be selling near or to the nearby buyers. I have set up a factory, and I would not only be selling to people who are nearby my factory. I'll be selling to the whole country. This would require lots of planning. My packet of popcorn should reach Murree as well as Karachi, should reach Peshawar as well as Quetta, should reach every city in Pakistan. This is called a distribution network. What is it called?
Distribution.
Distribution network. A network that distributes your product to each and every corner of the country. So there are very experienced and specialized distributors whom you can contact. They will take some cut from your profit and they'll partner with your organization and they'll distribute your product. Sometimes if you are a weak party, your product is not is not very famous, then you would go to the distributors and beg them to sell your product, and they would charge a lot of profit. You'll charge a bigger cut of your profit. Sometimes, if your product is so successful and so running, and market likes your product, the distributors come to you and they ask you, please give us your distribution. You'd say, no, if you want my distribution, you'll have to buy uh, a stock worth of 10 million rupees. And the distributor would say, okay, here are 10 million, give me your stock. You would ask them to prepay for the stocks being made, and they would pay. For example, do you know, this is the way Ding Dong sells. People buy their stocks in advance. The distributors buy their stocks in advance. Similarly, this is how some famous brands sell, like Dalda oil. Distributors want to invest, and they are willing to pay upfront prices, upfront charges for buying the stock. And sometimes when you are opening your business, it's a new business, no one knows about it. You would tell the distributor, this is a very lucrative business, I'm going to sell it. They would say, no, first, number one, give us a large chunk of the profit, and also give us the product for free. Like, we'll return you the money when we have sold the product. We'll not invest in your product, you'll invest in your own product. You make the product out of your own pocket, you package your product, you give the product to us without charging any price. We'll pay you back after we have sold the product, because we are not sure if the product will sell or not. So there are different ways that people handle in the distribution network. There different people handle different companies differently. It all depends upon the maturity of your brand, the recognition of your product, the amount of sales that your product can generate. So good, Sumaya, thank you. You have enlightened us. You have shown how a very basic chips papad business can earn so much money in Pakistan. As we saw, we are spending billions of rupees per year on snacks. Now it's time that we invite our third participant, Miss Safia. So let's take a pause here.
Thank you for listening my project.
Okay. So we are inviting now Miss Safia. Safia has a bad cough today, so we'll have to bear with her. Let's move on. Safia, what is your product? Let me bring that out, then we'll continue the presentation. So we have someone with us who would be presenting another feasibility. Please introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Safia, and
What are you going to do today? What are you going to present?
uh, I present a paper bag manufacturing
Okay.
about presentation.
So she'll be presenting about paper bag manufacturing. It's another business that we have selected. Paper bag manufacturing. As you've already seen, we are more interested in equipment, cost, and revenue figures. So if you could move, we know what is executive summary. We already know what is in SMEDA. So we'll directly move to some of the uh, photographs of the products that you are making. Could you move on? Yes. So just to know what you are selling, we'll be looking at the photographs.
We sell a
In figure 1, we are seeing the
craft paper bag. The first is craft paper bag, and
okay.
second is village paper bag, and third is art card paper bag.
Okay, so there are different kinds of paper bags, and there are further
Yes,
paper bags on the next image. These are
these
printed
are the
paper
printer
bags.
printed paper bags.
So you can print. the names or logos of the companies on the paper bags. You can have very basic, uh, uncolored, unbleached paper bags, brown bags. You could have bleached paper bags. Uh, why is it bleached and unbleached? Normally, when we receive paper which is used to make bags, it is in brown color. Normally, when we receive the rolls of the paper, they are made in rolls. Those rolls are of brown color. And if you want white paper bag, then it would be bleached color. The brown color would be bleached out of the paper. Then, if you want another color on top of that, after bleaching that paper bag to white, we get that paper printed in different colors or different designs. So, okay, please explain the production process.
The first is designing of paper bag.
Okay, where is it designed in your mind? On a
Production
computer.
first, yes, on a
The
computer.
paper bag is designed on a
Computer.
computer first. Okay, then what do we do?
And second step is purchase of raw material.
We purchase raw material. What is the raw material for paper bags?
Raw material of paper bag is
The raw material for paper bag is paper and some kinds of threads or ropes that are used to hold the bag.
yes.
Strings. Okay. Then after purchasing the raw material, what happens?
Uh, the third step is cutting,
We cut the paper in
and
in the relevant sizes.
then fourth step is printing,
Then
then lamination.
lamination. You know what is printing? Okay. What is lamination?
I don't know
When
lamination.
we use paper as a product, we sometimes put other things on top of paper. For example, if I want my paper to be waterproof, I can put a very thin plastic sheet on top of the paper. That thin plastic sheet can also serve as beautifying the paper, like making it more reflective, making it shiny. So lamination is putting another layer on top of one thing. Mostly it is transparent. So do you use copies or registers? All the registers have a plastic lamination on them, which gives the paper two properties. Number one, it protects the paper from water, and number two, it gives it a shine. It also makes the paper stronger because paper plus plastic together they are stronger. They don't tear easily. Then
Then die cutting,
what is die cutting?
mean uh,
The size of the bag is decided first in the design phase. Then we prepare a mold, a die, which cuts the paper in the exact shape that we want, that would be then glued together to make the bag. Then die cutting, cutting the paper in the right shape. Then
then folding,
folding, because now you have a spread out bag which is not in the form of a bag. You then fold that paper to form a bag.
okay.
Then
Then thread grip,
what is
and
thread grip?
like the
It is the string that is used to hold the bag. So
hmm.
we fit the string, thread grip, and finally,
And last is a packing and delivery.
when we pack the products, the paper bags, and deliver it. Just move slowly towards the numbers. Move on. There are different bags being shown here. See the papers in roll. Do you know the exact size of these rolls? These rolls are which are shown here are very small in size. These are very small in size. Some companies who make very huge quantities of paper bags, they get rolls on trucks. The size of one roll is so much than probably 10 people wouldn't be able to lift it easily. It is so huge. It's as high as I am, even higher. Like
So
it's
once
in 7 or 8 feet high roll.
you want more people to
It is handled through machinery. People themselves cannot handle them easily. Cranes are used to lift them onto the truck. Then machinery is used to unroll the roll. So if you are making smaller quantities of paper bags, then you will be using smaller rolls, of course. They have also shown some strings.
multiple pair strings.
So have they shown the cutting machine?
Yes, this is a cutting machine.
So this is a cutting machine. If you zoom it in, you can see that it is cutting the paper in the size that we require.
Yes,
Okay. Yes, it's a small cutting machine. Then can you show us the printing machine? The printing machine is like a printer, a huge size printer that prints the paper. Can you show us the lamination machine?
yes,
it is on a line.
Lamination machine. Lamination machine puts a layer of plastic on the paper.
paper.
Liquid plastic is poured into that machine and it is spread over the paper to form the sheet. Then die cutting. Yeah, die cutting is, as we said, it cuts the
For the shapes
shapes.
and size.
Then folding. Can you show us folding diagrams? Yes. They have shown a very small paper bag. For example, when you go to Hobnob and buy patties, they would put the patties in this kind of a bag. Actually, when you make, Abbas has asked me what about the quality of the paper. Quality of the paper is gauged in grams per square meter.
Square meter.
Grams per square meter. 1 meter broad, 1 meter long. How many grams of paper is there if we cut 1 meter broad and 1 meter long piece of that paper? Are you getting my point? If we
Yes.
cut 1 meter long and 1 meter broad piece of that paper, how many grams are going to be there? For example, this paper, I know people who are watching this video won't be able to see which paper I'm referring to. This paper, the paper we use normally for printing, photocopying, the white paper, BLC or any other brand. This is 70 grams per square meter, 70 GSM.
GSM.
It is this only, like this sheet is not of 70 grams. The paper from which this is made, if we cut 1 meter long and 1 meter broad sheet of that paper, that sheet is of 70 gram, not this one sheet. This is A4 size sheet.
Okay.
You will have to take many such sheets to make it 1 meter tall and 1 meter broad. So this is a 70 gram GSM paper. 70 GSM paper. Only increase 10 GSM in a meter and you'll see a very clear difference. I can show you 80 GSM paper. If you pause the video, I'll bring the 80 GSM paper. Pause it here. Now I'm showing you an 80 GSM paper. You can hold the 70 GSM paper. Hold it in your hand. See the thickness. See the 70 GSM paper. Hold it in your hand, and then feel the difference. Only 10 GSM grams per square meter. Only 10 grams difference per square meter can make such a difference in paper. Clear difference. I can show you 180 GSM as well, 120 GSM, 110 GSM. I have those papers here. I'm not a rich person, as we are working in this uh, education sector. This is 110 GSM. See, show this to others as well. 110 GSM. Feel it. You will be able to clearly feel the difference.
Yes.
And anything that crosses 170, 180 GSM, it's paper no more. It's card. It starts getting counted in the card category. 210 GSM, 250 GSM, 300 GSM. This is where we classify cards, not paper. Okay. So the quality of the paper is identified by measuring its GSM. The more GSM, more grams per square meter a paper has, the heavier the paper would be. It would take more ink. It can absorb very more ink to show very beautiful colors. If you try to print something on 70 GSM paper in colors, the colors would not be very clear. They would smudge, they would spread. The paper would not be able to hold lots of color because the paper is very thin. A thicker paper holds lots of color. It can be used to print multicolored logos or whatever you're trying to print on. Okay, is it clear? Although this was not my job, it was your presentation.
Yes.
You should have brought some GSM examples. Okay, move on. So as I said, we are not interested in many things. We are interested in capacity and cost. So if you could go to the capacity section. Yes. Daily production capacity of cutting machine.
Cutting machine.
How many papers per day can you cut?
96,000.
96,000 papers per day you will be able to cut. How many
Yes.
papers are you going to, the full bags? How many bags are you going to print? Can you print using your machine?
20,000
The machine that they have asked you to install, it would print 20,000 papers per day.
per day.
Okay. And
And
the
the slow
lamination machine is the slowest. How many paper bags are you going to laminate? 13,000. You don't need a lamination machine that laminates 96,000 bags per day, because not every buyer would be asking you to laminate their product. Lots of buyers would say, okay, we are fine without lamination. So you will produce many bags. Some of those will be laminated because lamination is costly. It almost costs you around a quarter more to get the bag laminated. If you're buying a bag for 1 rupee, you will be buying it for 1.25 rupees. For 100 rupees, it would cost 125 rupees if you get it laminated, or maybe more. Yes, what were you saying? So, in 1 year, how many bags can you cut? Yes, Safia. In 1 year, how many bags can you cut?
many years. 26 million. To
26.8 million
8.
bags. You can cut 26.8 million bags in 1 year. Anything that is produced in millions, if you are earning 1 rupee benefit on it, the benefit would be in millions as well. Okay, let's move to cost directly, or potential target market. Okay, geographical potential or potential target market. Is there anything special written there? No. Can you show me how much time it would take to get my invested money back? Payback time?
2.7 years.
2.07 years.
Yes.
In 2 years,
2.07
if you sell all the bags that you've made, again, this is this is dependent upon the sales. If you can sell all the bags that you make, you will get your money back in 2.7 years. How much money was invested? Do you remember that?
Yes, 6 million. 6 million.
You will get 6 million back in 2 years. It's a lucrative business. Okay, can you show us the cost, please? Total capital cost?
Total capital cost is 5 million 26 lakh
5
1001.
million 261,000. It's 2,61,000. So 5,261,150. Why is it for girls that it is difficult for them to read numbers? Why is it so? You guys don't. You don't.
Yes.
You guys don't handle money.
No.
Oh, I'll ask your parents to give you a few coins to count and to use. Okay. Normally, the in our society, girls normally don't go to shops. If they want to buy something, they go to stores like malls and stores where they're not paying money in cash normally. They use cards of their brothers and fathers ah, and they need some working capital as well. Do you remember what is meant by working capital? Working capital is the money that you keep in cash or in bank. Don't invest it in equipment or anything else because you want to run your business. Itisham bhai, if you have some money and you are investing in a business, you cannot invest everything in machines. You have to keep some cash to run the business, and that cash is called working capital. Working capital. Eating chewing gums in the class. Okay, and we'll move on. We'll not be going into space requirements or building innovation costs and all that. We want to look into the revenues. And do you know where you'll find the income statement? Where is income statement shown in the feasibility? It's in the last section. Okay, rather than move to the last section where the income statement is there. Income statement, annual income statement. Okay, let's zoom into the revenue section first. Revenue is shown where? Where is revenue shown in the income statement? It is the top figure.
Top figure.
Income statements are very easy to read. You want to know how much I sold? How much money did I get after selling? This is the point. The first figure is always revenue
6.
or sales. See here, it's written revenue. Can you read that? How much revenue
Okay.
was there for the first year?
66
Million.
million.
Okay, 66 million rupees is received in sales. It's not profit. Then we deduct the, see what's written under the revenue, cost of sales. What was the cost of sales? Total cost of sales was 57 million. Here. And what was the gross profit?
Gross profit
8.8 million.
8.8 million.
It is before deducting our operational expenses. After operational expenses, for example, what are the operational expenses they have listed? Administrative expense, building rental, water
Water
expense,
expense,
utilities,
utility
traveling,
tax,
communication,
traveling.
office expense, yeah expense, that expense. And finally, we have the
Subtotal.
net profit. In the
Profit.
end, the total net profit in the first year is 1.9 million. We invested 5 something, or 6 million.
Yes,
We
yes.
invested
6
6 million
million.
and we received 2 million in the first year, almost 2 million.
Yes.
And see how the profits jump in the next years. In the next year, we'll receive 4.5 million. The investment is paid back in 2 years. You can see here 4.5 plus 1.9 is more than 6. So 6 million is recovered in 2 years. Are you going to open this business? Why not? If you want to open this business, see if let's finish this first. Let's see the projection for 10 years. In 10 years, you will be getting 41.5 million rupees per annum. It's 4 crore. You started with 60 lakh.
60 lakh, yes. 4 crore.
Yeah, so we'll start with the paper business. We'll earn 4 crores in 10 years. Then we'll invest in Sumayya's business.
Yes.
Then we'll sell popcorns.
Yes.
First we'll sell bags,
Inshallah.
then we'll sell popcorns. You'll open a milk shop? Okay. Now, do you know if you want to sell lots of paper bags, where would you sell them? Oh no, in Pakistan. How would you sell them? Safia Baji, it is your presentation. If you want to sell all these paper bags, they have shown us how to produce the paper bags. They have not shown us how to sell the paper bags. That's the problem in a feasibility. It shows you how much can you earn, but to earn that, you will have to sell the product that you are making. Normally, feasibilities show how to make the products, but how would you sell that many paper bags? Who would buy your paper bags?
Uh,
It's her presentation. Let her answer first. Who buys paper bags for so many rupees?
um, most of
Take any guess.
ladies.
Ladies. Okay, are you a lady?
Yes. No.
You're
I'm a
not a lady?
man. I'm a
Okay,
man.
okay. Do you know any lady
Yes.
in your house?
Yes.
She buys paper bags?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Sumaya? Check the mic.
We can sell to the brands.
Brands. A lady buys one paper bag, two paper bags, five paper bags. If you sell your paper bags to Hobnob, Hobnob is a bakery,
Yes.
how many paper bags would they buy? They would
Many of
need printed paper bags with printed logos of Hobnob. How
yes.
many bags would they buy?
Many of the bags. A huge
They
of
would they
bags.
would ask millions of bags per
Millions
year.
of bags.
If you go and sell to any brand, for example, Khadi gives you your clothes in a paper bag. You'll have to target all those companies that are selling goods that are not very heavy to lift. Clothes are not heavy to lift. So if you go to Khadi, you see, yes, but that partner must be selling them at a price, and you can offer them a better price. You can offer them a better quality. You can offer them more colors, more designs. You can show them there's a new design I've printed, there's new design that I've invented. If you use this design, the bag would not tear. The strings of the bag are designed in a way that you can put 50 suits in the bag, maybe. You would have to come up with intelligent, creative ideas if you want to sell bags. Intelligent, creative ideas where you would show them that you already are buying paper bags from someone, but our bag is superior, better quality, lesser price, better design. If you could do that, then only you'll sell the bag. So, selling a bag could earn you lots of money, but you'll have to sell them first. and to sell them you'll have to be creative. You'll have to hire people who can think creatively. They can show you that I have designed a bag that would be this could lift heavier loads. This could be more good to look at. So here we conclude the presentation. We thank Miss Safia Khanam.
Uh,
No, okay, Miss Safia Ehsan Ilahi, to tell us about paper products, how paper bags are made, and what sort of money is required to make these bags, and how much returns can we expect, and we'll have to be able to sell those bags. There is a difference between selling milk and selling paper bags. Milk
yes.
is a necessity.
Hmm.
If you find the right location, people will automatically come to you. But if you are making paper bags, it's not a necessity. It is possible that you open your paper bag shop, but no one comes and buy from you. You will have to go to the customer. You will have to sell them. You will have to constantly move around, reach people who would like to buy. There is a very interesting thing in paper bags, which is not present
Which?
in popcorns and milk. If your milk gets rotten, you have to throw that away. If your popcorns get expired, you will have to throw them away. But paper bags don't get expired. Even if you have printed them wrong, sometimes there is a mistake in printing, mistake in folding, there is a mistake in the material. The customer doesn't like the material. You showed him some material, the final product was not of that material. It might be possible you ordered from somewhere, and the procurement department messed up, and the final product is not something that the customer likes. He says, I don't want this product. Now you have already printed hobnob on it. You would not be able to sell it to any other brand, but you can sell it at cost in the open market. Although although let me clarify, if Hobnob agrees that you make their bags, listen to this point carefully, Itisham. If Hobnob agrees that you make their bag, they will get a contract signed by you that if there is some misprinting, if some bags are not being sent to Hobnob for use, you will not sell those bags to anyone else, even in the kachra market. And what do we do? They know they don't want Hobnob to be like, they don't want pans to be sold in Hobnob wrapper. If you would sell it into the aftermarket, like the scrap market, people would go there and buy that for petty things like samosa. A hawker would be selling samosa, placing it on hobnob bag. What do you do then? Have you seen any pan being wrapped, a pan wrapped in something that had been a bag before, or something that had been a book before, or something that had been a paper that was used before? Have you seen pan being wrapped?
Yes.
But
Yes.
you would
I
see
see.
most of the times the writing on it is not Urdu. The brand that they are wrapped in is not Pakistani. So in general, what we do is in paper business, you can the agreement allows you to sell the hobnob bag to a country where there is no hobnob. So you would export that uh, scrap to another country where there is no hobnob. People who do the scrap business do this very commonly. They buy from other countries of brands which are not present in Pakistan and bring that scrap here, and they sell the local scrap, the branded scrap to other countries. For example, some countries don't have khadi in their country, so you can go and sell the khadi bags there, the misprinted khadi bags. So most of the times, if you see a wrapper which contains a brand image, and every time the pan seller gives you the pan in that wrapper, you see the same image, the same wrapper. This means he had brought those wrappers in bundles and bundles in wholesale market. of scrap paper market, and that is important. So here we conclude our discussion. We started from what is professionalism, we moved on to how a business is formed, we move on to how do we generate ideas, we moved on to how do we finalize which idea are we going to take. Then we studied a few feasibilities to see how people judge which product will earn them more. Do you remember I told you, I gave you a list of things that you would see in a product before deciding if you'll keep it in or will throw it out?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we wrote payback period, we wrote investment required,
Yes.
we wrote profits earned, we wrote our comfort, our
Process.
comfortability, our ease, we wrote location of the business and all those things. And making a feasibility allows you to write all those things in one report. And when you are making a feasibility, it's a commitment because it's not easy. Feasibility making is not an easy job, it's a tiresome job. You need to take in real figures, you have to go to the market, you have to know the exact price being offered at the moment. It's not an easy job. So you only make feasibility when you are very sure that these are the one, two, three products that I'm going to go into. Then you go and make a feasibility. Okay.
Yes.
So once we are done with the feasibility is presented to people who are going to decide about the investment, the top decision maker. The CEO doesn't make the feasibility himself. You, as a CEO, will do that because you are a very poor CEO. Sorry for saying that. Like, you don't have enough money to hire professional uh, people. Although God has given you this opportunity, that professional people have made made these feasibilities for you at SMEDA, and they are available for free for poor people like us. Still, if you are starting your own business and there's no feasibility available, and again going back, if you are starting your own business, why not search the internet for a feasibility of that product? It might be possible that someone has already made a feasibility in recent years, and you could look into it and learn from it rather than going out yourself. You might have an answer. It is better than going out and doing all the research. But before finalizing the product, you'll have to make your own because it's your money you are investing. You cannot rely on others' numbers. So once you have taken that decision, now we have entered the domain of doing the business. And when we are doing the business, there are certain steps involved: production, providing the services, maintaining the quality, customer satisfaction, marketing, arranging for money, keeping track of money, finances. So we'll be discussing these steps in the upcoming classes. So hopefully you learned something. Did you learn something?
Yes.
Let's ask everyone. So Safia Baji, did you learn something by looking at the pre-made feasibilities of SMEDA?
Yes. I learned a lot of things for this pre-feasibility.
Okay. And what about you, Sumaya? Did you learn something?
I learned that how can we do business as professional, and how do we use our money betterly,
Efficiently.
efficiently.
Okay. What about your brother? Did you learn something from this exercise?
Yeah, I learned many things, like what is the potential of this paperback and many things. What about you,
Can
Dishamba?
you give me a mic? Uh, don't you think that feasibilities make you hopeful? Yeah. They give you hope. Like, it's possible to do this business. Earlier, we didn't know that we could do this business as well. This is also a possibility. So feasibilities give you hope, but sometimes they give you too much of hope because you don't consider selling part of that business. You only consider the cost and the revenues. You don't look at how much effort you would have to put in to sell. Itisham bhai, did you learn something?
Yeah, I learned to how we will business
How business is done.
learn professionally.
Okay, you've learned how professionally a business is done and how we first see. We don't go and start business just because of our hunch, a feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling like I should sell smartwatches.
Yes,
It's just a feeling. Convert that feeling into facts. Bring things on paper. I'm referring to smartwatches because Shambai and Abbas Bhai want to sell smartwatches as a test project, and they've asked for an investment from this course. So we'll be discussing that in the future. But initially, when you said that you want to start the business of smartwatches, it was just a feeling. Convert that feeling into a professional study. Although you might not be able to deliver a detailed feasibility, but you'd be able to put some facts forward. You'd be able to see how much is it costing, how much money would you like to invest, how much money do you have. You would know how much is it being sold for, and you would first go and ask who's willing to buy a smartwatch from you. You'll see the potential market. Is there a market? You go there, you buy 10 watches, and you sit at your home trying to call every friend and they're not picking their phones. ओ यार उसका फिर फोन आ गया, ये घड़ियां बेचता रहता है. So you'll have to test the market first. Is it possible that you'll be able to sell 10 or 20 or 100? How much can you sell? You'll have to test that as well. Then this is a real scenario. Now you are ready to go and buy the watch, buy the raw material, produce the good, sell it to the customer. Okay, so this feasibility study has shown us that it is not right to just think and dream of a project and start it right away. We should start by making a feasibility. Again, as I'm saying, it may be not as detailed as this one, but there have to be some facts on the paper. Some real numbers are to be there if you are going to start a business. Okay, so keep this in mind. I'll ask you to make feasibilities of all the investment proposals that you are going to make. The proposal number one, which is not a real business, which is not a proposal that is asking me for millions of rupees. It's a mini business. It's a small business, a very, very small business, a micro business where you'll test the market. Buying 10 watches and selling them is not a real proper business. It's just a test case where we would learn how things happen, how procurement is done, how we go from one seller to other to see who is selling the cheapest, how we set the price, how we market. So you learn all that from doing a very small business, micro business. So this project is coming soon. Be prepared. Be prepared to make those feasibilities. And in the meanwhile, we'll be moving on with the course material that we have planned. And also, I'll be transferring some technology related knowledge. I'll be asking you to do some courses on technology, and the list of those has already been prepared. So look out for that. We'll see you in the next class. Allah Hafiz.